So here it is. This is the brand new Tiempo 8, the first look at it. This is what you've been working on for, how long did you work on a project like this?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's certain elements, concepts that Nike works on for years. Okay. So it may not be the Tiempo for 5 years, but I would say that there's certain elements in this boot that we've been working on for 5 years. Wow. But then you kind of piece them together and you seek certain benefits. And again, the power of Nike of being able to learn and leverage other learnings is, it does help us kind of evolve these products into something completely new. So I can talk a little bit about that, but yeah, it is definitely a long process. There's a couple of years that go into specifically this shoe.
All right, so take us through it. Take us through what's new with Tiempo 8. That'd be great.
Yeah. So what you'll see first is obviously this molding on the vamp, and as we went from the 7 to this, we had that textured, molded upper. One of the things that we are always trying to obsess with Tiempo is the softest leather possible, that softest hand feel ever. So this is the technology really, if you kind of look under the hood. And so I had this one cut so you can see a little bit of the build kit. And this nylon mesh, so this is kind of the quad fit, and you may have heard quad before. In Phantom. So the way that we use quad, and this is kind of an interlocking mesh. So as you put force into this mesh, so if you're gonna cut, the force that your foot puts in, this mesh actually locks upon itself. So it gives you the support and the kind of the containment that your foot is looking for when you're cutting at high speeds. So that really is the unlock for doing a couple of things. Having no stitching through here, so we're actually able to just mold this leather and keep it super soft. The molding of this, what players will see, or what you see on the wall is hopefully attracting your eye to like, wow, from a texture and like, I feel like I'm gonna have some good grip on the ball, but it's still just that buttery soft leather.
It really is super soft, isn't it?
Right, so super soft upper, quad fit here for containment. Through here, you've got Flyknit again, and so this is just more of one of those details that you'll notice as you get closer and closer to the wall, is just really that, you know, how a traditional heel counter and traditional heel fit would just have kind of the same material go up and wrap over. Yeah. We were able to take the Flyknit and really just kind of get that lock in. So we're not going to put a cuff on this, but it just gives you a little bit more of that closure. And you know, there's no
see that difference between, so similar around the front area, but you've continued to Flyknit around, right?
Yeah. Sometimes players will comment about a gap or something in their space, again, for whether water gets in there or it's just a space that they visually see. Sure. We're going to try to close that in and just make it all kind of one piece with your leg. There's obviously a Flyknit, down the U-throat, but also what they did here is if you take out the sock liner, you can see the Flyknit is really carried through all the way through this midfoot. So it really does, as you lace up the boot, it's going to pull that Flyknit in and just it's more of a comfort feature, just to make sure that your foot and like your sensation it's obviously a high touch zone. You're really trying to lock in that foot and have a comfort of Flyknit. This is the first time Nike's ever done Flyknit unskinned in this area of the boot. So it's just one of those, it's a comfort feature, but hopefully from a perception standpoint, something we're seeing is just, wow, it really wraps my foot through the arch.
Cool, so quite significant changes to the upper then. Big move on. Was there any particular reason why the upper has this kind of diamond-like triangle print? Is there a technological reason, or is it mainly for design?
Mostly for design. It's it's a modern take on Tiempo, and that's what we talked about this. How do you evolve a boot that there's certain DNA of it that you don't really want to play with and change too much? So with the challenge is, how do you take a modern look at Tiempo and leather? So this is a kind of a new way of molding leather and getting that texture you want without stitching, and creating it really is a new experience for that player to go, okay, like that's something new, I want to wear that. And speaking directly to that younger kind of what we call like ADV or FOT players, like, oh, okay, it's a modern Tiempo.
Yeah,
I want to wear that. So.
And then on the plate, we see a brand new plate as well, a hyper-stability plate.
Well, yeah, this plate is actually one of the things from the product marketing and the brief was on the 7. If it isn't broke, like, don't fix it. It's one of those, like, it's not we didn't move much on this plate at all. It was like the pros especially were loving this plate.
Okay.
So that was kind of the, hey, let's continue as is. Let's give them that same experience, and we really want to obsess, as we just talked through, like the details of the upper. So, I mean, your basic conical, a little bit of mix with some blades, give them that traction, grip, and kind of experience that they want. But it's overall,
same experience.
Yeah.
And will we see an anti-clog version of this as well?
You will see an anti-clog version of this.
What was the biggest challenge of working on the new Tiempo? Like, what issues did you have, and how did you overcome them?
Once we dialed in the upper, the molding, and the texture the players wanted, it was really more of just how do you integrate the Flyknit and make sure that Tiempo doesn't lose the comfort level, that the foot entry needs to be right, because if you don't attach Flyknit in certain ways, your foot gets caught on it entering. So it's really those fine details that most players probably wouldn't even see until you just like slip it in and you're like, oh, okay, it was easy, it was clean, I didn't have any issues with it. I think Tiempo is just your no nonsense, like you know what, you have a certain expectation and you know what you're gonna get. And so we try to obsess all those little details so that when you do get the boot, it's just like, okay, that's a very clean, simple, but there's just so much technology that goes into it. It's actually quite complicated to pull that off.
Cool. And there you go. That's the first look at the brand new Tiempo 8. We're going to see it on pitch very soon. It's available now from ProDirectSoccer.com. So if you want to get your hands on a pair, head over and you can order a pair for next day delivery. There you go. Jake, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed
Happy
that.
to be here. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.